Hello and welcome to the Tarot Craft. Today we're going to do a reading about where are you being a little delulu. We're hopefully going to get you some insight into an area of your life or a situation where you're maybe not seeing something clearly and get some guidance from Spirit and your angels um, about what you need to be seeing in the situation or what you're not seeing. So without further ado, we have three piles here today. This one has spirit quartz, this one has clear quartz, and then this one has rainbow moonstone. So go ahead and take a minute, meditate, and decide which pile is calling to you. If you struggle with picking a pile, you can always close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then when you open your eyes, whichever pile your eyes are first drawn to might be the pile for you. So I will go ahead and move on now and see you in your reading. Hi pile one, welcome to your reading. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here and try to get some messages about a situation that you're maybe not seeing clearly. We're going to start with four cards from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And I'm going to pull some tarot cards for further clarification. And then I'm going to use the Angel Answers deck to maybe get some guidance from your spirit team, your angels. So let's go ahead and get started. You have Mars in Taurus, defense. Moon in Aries, protection. The Sun in Libra, harmony. And then you have the Moon in Sagittarius, optimism. So, interesting. So from this alone, the vibe that I'm kind of getting here from this group is you might feel like there's somebody in your life who is trying to cause you harm in some way, whether that's like emotionally or like in the workplace. Maybe someone is like maybe you think someone's trying to like sabotage your career or a project you're working on. This gives me the energy. Oh, sorry, confirmation there. This gives me the energy that you are viewing somebody as acting aggressive or negatively toward you in some way because you feel like you're on the defense. You feel like you're having to protect yourself when in reality, that person isn't even really thinking about you. Or maybe like, or you're like misperceiving your, yeah, you're misperceiving their actions or their words. You're not seeing something about the way that they're acting clearly. Because with this card, the Sun in Libra with harmony, it feels like this person has no idea you even think that this is going on. They're just kind of chilling in peace, and they don't think that, you know, I think that they would hate to feel like you were stewing in this energy of feeling like they were treating you in some way. And with this Moon in Sagittarius, optimism, this message to me is very clear of maybe you're somebody who tends to look like glass half empty kind of side. Maybe you yeah, you kind of tend to look at the negative in every situation. Maybe that's like a repeating negative pattern for you. Because with this card, I'm just hearing from your spirit team, try to be a little more optimistic. Try to give people the benefit of the doubt. You never really know what somebody is going through, and they could be being more quiet than usual. Maybe they're, you know, maybe they're not engaging and laughing with you as much as they usually do. And it could just truly be that they're going through something in their personal life and you're misperceiving it as this person, you know, disliking you, or you feel like you can't trust them anymore. Um, that's the kind of initial message coming through here. Um, let's see if I can get anything else just from these cards. Yeah, with the optimism card here too, like it's interesting to me that in this bottom panel, like there's all these people, and this feels very much like you're misperceiving something socially. So I am like I'm hearing your spirit team and your angels telling me like you are surrounded by people who care about you and want to have fun with you. Don't always look, you know, for like you don't have to always be on the defense. You don't have to always wait for the other shoe to drop. People really do like care about you and want to be in your life. And even if they didn't, I'm hearing leave the protection to us. We're here. We're always with you. And we're not going to let somebody um, stay in your energy or get one up on you. Like we are always there in the background, protecting you and leading you down the path for your highest good. So you are very protected by your spirit team. So yeah, I'm hearing kind of like release the reins a little bit and try to look on the bright side. That's the main message just from these oracle cards here that are coming through. So let's pull a couple tarot cards and see if we can get any further specifics. What is group one not seeing clearly? What is group one? Oh, not seeing clearly. Yeah. What is group one not seeing clearly? Yeah, what I'm getting from this is, again, you feel like defensive. You're like on the defense um, about some situation. Um, Maybe somebody said something in maybe it was like out of character for that person, or um, you were, or it was like their facial expression didn't match what they were saying, and so you're kind of feeling like, I have to have my knives out here. That's what this Seven of Daggers, which is the Seven of Swords in this deck, which by the way, it's I didn't even say it's the Desert Illuminations Tarot. I'm feeling you're like at the ready um, for somebody to do something to harm you. This energy is almost, I'm kind of surprised we didn't have any Scorpio come out, because I'm hearing maybe that's relevant. Maybe some of you are Scorpios watching this or have Scorpio placements. But yeah, I'm feeling like you're at the ready because something somebody said didn't match their actions or didn't match their facial expression, and so all of a sudden, like your mind is spiraling and you're thinking like, when is the other shoe going to drop? What is it that they're like they're building this case against me? It's that kind of energy. And what spirit is saying is you're kind of in the space of deciding what you want to do. Like, like do you want to like retaliate, but why would, but then you're thinking like, well, why would I do that? Because I don't know for sure. Like you're kind of like struggling with how to engage with this person right now, almost because you are so kind of, you're in this defensive, protective energy, and you don't, you maybe you kind of have this inkling that like maybe this is in my head, but maybe it's not, and you just don't know what to do. But spirit and angels are telling me you're blind to the reality. So all of this sort of like back and forth, like if you were to take the blindfold off, it's almost like there's nothing there in front of you that is causing you harm. Like these things are all, it's all in your head, I'm hearing. And then with the nine of chilies, which is the nine of wands, um yeah, I'm picking up from this card the same energy I said before of like, see how she's kind of leaning on this pot, here, like lean on us, like let us do this, the defense and the protection, and you just continue to move on in harmony and optimism. Because even if this person, I'm just going to let you know and affirm right now, I'm not picking up that this person actually has any malintent towards you. But even if they did, your spirit team is saying, we'll worry about that. You be the bigger person. You continue to let your light shine. Don't ever let anybody stop you from being the person you are, from being kind and open and loving and friendly. That's what's coming through really strongly here for me, um, for this group. Let's see if I can pick up on anything else. Well, also, yeah, our person here in the Seven of Daggers is wearing a mask. So I wonder sometimes too, like maybe you kind of put on a mask in social situations to protect yourself, to defend yourself, and you know, sometimes that can lead to misunderstandings because maybe the person has a hard time reading you. Maybe they're being a little guarded because you also feel, they feel in your energy that you're guarded. That could be another thing. It could be a misunderstanding on both ends, where both people involved are kind of like tiptoeing around because they feel like they don't know what the person's intentions are. So in that case, like if this is somebody who you're really like really close with, I'm talking like if this is like a partner, like a best friend, um I would consider maybe like having a conversation. Like if it was a specific thing that somebody said, maybe, just like pull them aside and say, hey, like maybe I'm reading too much into this, but what did you mean by this? Like have that conversation, because I would be willing to bet that there is some misperceptions on both sides, because maybe since this person said this thing, which again they didn't mean any harm by, but you perceived it that way, maybe you have been acting a little guarded. And so now they're thinking that something's wrong, right? So it's that situation of where, both people are picking up on energy that may not really be what's going on. So you might need to have a conversation. If this is like a situation with someone you don't know very well, like maybe, I don't know, a coworker, maybe someone who you like let's say you do like a workout class every week, and you kind of have some acquaintances there that you kind of are getting to know and like you're starting to be friends with, but you're not super close. Like if it's a situation like that, I would, instead of having a conversation right now, because again, this person may not even realize that you've been like stewing on this. um Instead of having that conversation, I would just proceed as normal, and let your spirit team worry about anything. because I'm really not picking up on male intent. Okay, let me, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the Angel Answers Oracle deck. And so what I'm gonna do here in this in this section of the reading is I'm gonna let you go ahead and ask 3 different questions, well, 2 different questions, and we're gonna get a card for each, and hopefully the card gives you the answer you're looking for. Usually with this deck, like yes or no type questions would probably be best. If it's a little more complicated, your question than that, that's fine. You may just have to kind of do a little further work to interpret what the answer you get is. So go ahead, take a minute and think about what your 2 questions are. Maybe pause the video and then you can start it back up again when you're ready. So group 1, go ahead and hold your first question in your mind while I shuffle, and hopefully we get an answer that resonates about the situation. That's too many cards right there. Okay. You got reconsider. So go ahead and, since I don't know what your question is, you have to kind of interpret that in the way that makes sense to you for the question you asked about this situation. But go ahead now and hold question number 2 in your mind, and I will shuffle the deck and we'll see what Spirit and your angels have to say. This one wants to come out here. You got there's something better. So again, I don't know what you asked, so I can't interpret that for you. But go ahead and apply that how you will. Okay, group 1, I'm sorry. I had to stop recording before I did the wrap up for your reading, but I hope that resonated for you. If it did and you feel called to leave a like or a comment, I would really appreciate it. I'm just getting started on this channel, so anything helps at this point. And I will be posting once a week at this point on Tuesdays. So if you don't want to miss the next video and you feel called to subscribe, that would be great. Otherwise, have a great day or night wherever you're watching, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your reading. As you know, today we're doing a little bit of a reality check, trying to figure out maybe where in your life are you being a little delusional? What is a situation that we can help clear up for you or bring you back to reality on? So we're going to start with 4 oracle cards from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Then I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards, and then I'll be doing 2 cards from the Angel Answers deck to kind of give you an opportunity to ask any questions you have. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a Mercury and Taurus with resistance. The Sun in Leo, fortune. You have Venus and Pisces, birth. And the Sun in Gemini, versatility. This is really I'm getting kind of an interesting message for this one. So this is almost like your stubbornness on something is blocking you from the full sort of culmination or fruition of a goal or a dream. of yours. So this would almost be like you are dead set in a certain career path, like you have a specific, end goal for your career. You want to be, let's say, you want to be a doctor, so you're putting everything into becoming a doctor, and that's your dream. And you feel like you're spinning your wheels, you're working hard, and it's just like you're not enjoying it as much as you thought, or you're having a harder time. Like, let's say, like, all of your, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not in medical school, but let's say, like, I don't know if this is how it works, but let's say, like, if all of your peers in your class in medical school, like, got all of the residencies that they wanted, but you didn't, and you're like you're just struggling every step along the way of this. That's kind of spirit telling you, hey, maybe this isn't the path for you that you thought it was. Maybe you need to be a little versatile. Maybe you need to consider other options that will bring you this success that you're looking for. And with Venus and Pisces with birth, this is giving me, like, maybe there's something a little more creative that you want to be doing, and you feel like you're stuck in a more traditional kind of path, but you're the one keeping yourself there. You're like, because you feel like, oh, this could never be a reality for me, right? Like, I can't make it doing, this creative hobby of mine, or starting this business. It's just too, it's not realistic. So you're stubbornly kind of staying the course in this path that is not really maybe meant for you, instead of being versatile and trusting your spirit team and trusting your angels that they will give you, if you are on your correct path, they will never keep this, fortune, this success from you. What else am I getting from this? Maybe, yeah, like, I think what's happening here is you are seeing success, or maybe even for some of you, like, fame, but I'm really seeing more like financial success. Like, you almost see that as delusional, like that it's never going to happen for you, that it couldn't happen for you, and that's what's blocking you. Because you think, like, even though you're working so hard on this other path, there's a part of you that doesn't even believe that that's going to get you there, because you keep having these setbacks, and it's kind of giving you the opposite information from what you're trying to tell yourself about it. So even that's not giving you this, but it's your lack of belief that this is even possible for you. That is, it's that delusion that is holding you back from receiving it. Okay, let me pull the tarot cards now here, see if we can get some further clarification on what this is for you. I'm going to be using the Desert Illuminations Tarot deck. Can we please get 3 cards for group 2 to clarify where they're being delusional, or where they need a reality check? Oh, too many cards. One more card. Yeah. Okay. So This, for me, what I'm picking up from these cards here, let's see, hopefully, yeah, perfect, it's in frame. Maybe you feel like you have been, in a way, like cheated out of an opportunity. Maybe you're stubbornly on this path because this is what everyone else told you would lead you to this success, and you're just not finding that that's your reality, because just because somebody else tells you, oh, this is a lucrative career path, you should do this, doesn't mean it's the path for you, right? And if it's not your purpose, your life path, it's not going to bring you the success, because you're not going to be happy, your heart's not going to be in it. You might not naturally be suited to those particular skills that are required for that path, right? So you feel kind of like cheated, like you put all of your eggs in this basket when really there was something else you wanted to do, but you were told, oh, that's not going to work out for you. You could never be successful doing that. Be realistic. And now you feel like you've been done an injustice. But I'm hearing very clearly from your spirit team that you will have your your justice here if you let go of the illusion that this can't happen for you, whatever this other path that you want to go down on. For some of you, again, like I said, I think this is maybe something a little more creative, or maybe like it doesn't even necessarily have to be creative. It's just something that you are like kind of birthing from the ground up. So it could be a business you want to start, like maybe you want to start a restaurant, maybe you're like, you really like to cook and you want to open up a restaurant kind of in your local town, or something like that, where you're really like building something from the ground up. And so if you let go of this illusion that this isn't going to work out for you, you will have your success, because you intuitively know here that this is the correct path for you. And this is just a confirmation from your spirit team and your angels that this is what you should be pursuing. And this page of daggers, which is the page of swords in this deck, also gives me that vibe of like there is an idea that you have that again is maybe a little outside of the box, that maybe others don't understand, right? But they don't have to understand as long as you do, because I am hearing very clearly that this is what you are meant to be doing in this life. Let's see if I can get any other messages for you from this. Well, also with this versatility card here, the Sun in Gemini, I'm hearing the message kind of along the path as you're doing this, stay flexible. Things may take longer than you think they're going to, or it might take a different kind of path than you thought it would. So like, let's say let's use the example of the restaurant, right? Let's say you wanted to open a restaurant in this specific place, in this specific style of restaurant. Let's say that's first, okay, you start, trying to open this business and you can't find a space exactly in the place you wanted to open up this restaurant, but there's a really great opportunity in a city or a town over that's affordable, that you think you can build out to be what you want it to be, but it's not exactly what you wanted. Go with that, right? Or let's say you have someone who wants to invest in your business, but they have, because they're investing, and they have to have some sort of say in a certain aspect of it. So let's say you were wanting to do, I don't know, like a Italian restaurant, but they wanted to be more like fusion or more, I don't know, like a different style, and you guys have to come to some sort of a compromise, don't just, you know, not take that offer because it's not exactly what you wanted. As you go, these things will kind of open up and will ultimately lead you to the success. You just have to be flexible as you get on this path. Is another message that's coming through for you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna move into the part where I am going to pull 2 cards from the Angel Answers deck. So what you're gonna do is come up with 2 questions in your mind about this situation that you want answers to. Yes or no type questions are probably the best for this deck, but if it's not a yes or no, that's okay. You might just have to kind of interpret it, like, you know, stretch a little to interpret it. But go ahead, hold the first question in your mind while I shuffle, and we'll get you your answer for your first question. So go ahead and hold that first question in your mind. What is the answer to group 2's question? What is the answer to group 2's question? Unlikely. Okay, so I don't know what your question was, so I can't really interpret that for you. So you will have to just take that as it resonates. Go ahead and hold question number 2 in your mind while I shuffle for you. What is the answer to group 2's question? No need to worry. So again, you'll have to interpret that as that makes sense for your question, because I don't know what you asked, but hopefully that that answered your questions. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this resonated for you. I hope this brought you some peace and clarity on your situation. And if you feel called to like or comment, I'm just getting started on this channel, so that would really mean a lot to me. I am hoping to post once a week at this point on Tuesdays. That's the plan. If I do a bonus reading here and there during the week, maybe that'll happen, but definitely once a week on Tuesdays. So if you don't want to miss, go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day or night wherever you are watching, and I will hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading. We're gonna go ahead and take a look into your situation, maybe where you're being a little delulu, where you maybe need a little bit of a reality check. So we'll go ahead and dive right in. We're gonna look at 4 cards from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Then I will pull 3 tarot cards for further clarification. And then last, we'll do a little kind of question answer with the Angel Answers Oracle deck. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so you have Venus and Pisces, submission, Mars and Gemini, decision, Mercury and Pisces, inspiration, and Mercury in Virgo, caution. So what I'm picking up from this is there is some sort of there's some sort of like decision you're about to make where others are trying to warn you, like this is probably not the best choice for you, but you really feel like this is it for you. But I ultimately see that this is not correct, and you should take caution, and you should listen to these other. This is almost like, let's say you like have this you're in this whirlwind romance with somebody, and you decide, oh my gosh, I'm going to propose to them, and you're telling your best friends, or you're telling your parents, and they're like, whoa, hold up, you barely know this person. It's a little too soon to make a long-term life-altering decision. Maybe slow down. I know you would think that this is like a really good idea now, but you see on this card how this like bird is like trapped, even though the door is open. It almost feels like you're making this decision that's gonna then somehow make you feel like you're gonna wake up after the fact and be like, oh, I made the wrong decision, now I'm stuck here. When really right now, everything is telling you, the people in your life, maybe even your intuition that you're not listening to, is kind of telling you this isn't the right choice for me. And right now you have the opportunity to get out before you make that decision, but you're kind of not listening to that gut feeling, or to the people in your life who are trying to make that known to you. So let's see what else I'm getting from this. I'm almost seeing too, like, there's something about, like, let's use this example again, like you're gonna propose to this person. Again, that might be true and specific of some of you, but you're gonna just have to take it how it resonates. This is just a specific example to explain the energy I'm picking up on. It's almost like you want to propose to this person, you think they're like the best, person you've ever met, you feel so, in tune, like this is your soulmate, but there's this brick wall here, right? So you're making this decision, but there's something you're not seeing about this person, right? Or if it's not that specific situation, there's something about the situation that is blocked from you. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, you're not able to see this aspect that is ultimately gonna lead to you feeling like you made the wrong choice and now you're trapped in it. It's also almost like an offer that's too good to be true, is another message I'm hearing from Spirit. It's like, let's say, like, this would be like those situations. Well, as I was just trying to explain that to you, a bird flew out my window, which never happened, so I think that's confirmation. This is maybe like an offer that's too good to be true. So like, way back in the like late 90s, early 2000s, at least I remember this from kind of when I was growing up, there was like this whole thing of like people would come up to teenagers, very young adult women, like at like malls, and be like, oh, you're beautiful. We're like, I'm a recruiting agent for a model agency. Like, we think you could be the next big thing in modeling. Right? It's like, what's the catch there? Why are you randomly coming up to be like, it's almost like there's an ulterior motive to something you're being offered. So like, if this, for some of you, if you are being given like a career opportunity or something that seems too good to be true, listen to the people in your life telling you to be cautious, listen to your gut, because yeah, I'm almost feeling like a little bit of like fear for you. Like there might be something you're not seeing clearly too. So like even for some of you, going back to the example of proposing to someone, maybe you're about to be proposed to, or you were proposed to and you did say yes, and the people in your life are like, what are you doing? Like, this person is not good for you. I would again listen to that. I'm in my gut right now feeling very strongly of get out while you can. That's kind of the energy that's coming up here as I'm tapping into your situation. So let's I'm gonna pull some tarot cards here, 3 tarot cards for further clarification. Can we please get some clarification on group 3's situation here? Okay. Further clarification for group 3, please. Further clarification for group 3. Okay. Yeah. So this is basically confirming for me what I was saying. This opportunity, or this whatever this is, this proposal, this opportunity, this move. Maybe some of you want to like move somewhere and everyone's like, I don't know if that's the right choice for you. Whatever this new thing is coming in hot, like with this offer, like is like kind of almost, I don't normally pick this up from the Knight of Jugs, but because of the topic of what we're talking about, I almost feel like this person is coming in really strong. Maybe it's like a love bombing energy. Maybe it's like almost emotionally manipulative, the way that they're coming in so strong with this offer and they're playing on your emotions about it. So much so that you're not seeing clearly what's lying underneath all of that emotion. It's blocking you from seeing the person or the thing or the opportunity clearly. Because if you did, you would see that this is ultimately going to lead you to this tower moment, right? Where it's going to be kind of like ultimately a destructive force in your life, which, that's not, the tower is not always a bad thing. Sometimes something has to fall away for something new to come in. But in this case, I am seeing that it's gonna, like, you could avoid this sort of hard time in your life if you just paused and were a little reflective and cautious on this decision that you're about to make. So also, side note, you do have 2 Pisces cards here, so maybe Pisces is a significant placement for you, or for somebody involved in this. I don't know why, I just feel called to mention that. is maybe that's just like going to serve as confirmation for some of you that this is really for you. Okay, that's all that's coming from these. So let's, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll move into pulling two cards from the Angel Answers deck for you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up with two questions you have about this situation. With this deck, it's kind of better if they are a little more yes or no based. If not, that's okay. You might just have to stretch to interpret them for yourself a little more. So go ahead and hold your first question in your mind right now while I shuffle these cards for you to try to get you an answer. What is the answer to group 3's question? What is the answer to group 3's question? There's something better. So again, I don't know what your question was, so I can't interpret that for you, but I do feel that that kind of aligns with what we've been talking about. But go ahead now and hold question number 2 in your brain while I go ahead and shuffle these cards for you. What is the answer to group 3's second question? What is the answer to group 3's question? It's up to you. So again, I don't know what your question was, so you're going to have to interpret that for yourself. But I hope that those answered your questions, and I hope that this reading in general resonated for you. I really hope that you think twice about that decision. But if this did resonate and you feel called to like or comment, that would really mean a lot to me, as I'm just kind of getting started out in this channel. So anything kind of helps at this point for me. I am going to be posting once a week on Tuesdays. Maybe I'll do like a random extra video every once in a while. So if you don't want to miss those, go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day or night whenever you're watching, and I will hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.